It's the best thing ever. Deadly games, it's not good. There's love triangles, there's drama. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, then thank you for joining us. Today, as you can tell by the title of today's video, I really want to talk specifically about Kindle reads, Kindle Unlimited reads. I feel like Kindle Unlimited is just so much fun, so worth it. If you have a Kindle and you read a lot, I definitely think Kindle Unlimited is worth it. I use Kindle Unlimited on top of Libby and everything else. Libby, again, is a great tool as well to read ebooks through your local library and support your local library. I definitely recommend Libby, but I also use Kindle Unlimited. I do use both. I like to use Kindle Unlimited, especially if I don't know if I'm gonna like a book and I don't necessarily want to go out and buy it, or maybe there's a really long hold on Libby, and if it's on Kindle Unlimited, I will go ahead and just pick it right up, and it's just so much fun. And I feel like for me, if I read one book a month, it's worth it because it's like, I think it's like $12 a month. If you're reading one book a month, in my opinion, that's worth it because you could have bought that book for $20, $30 or you know what I mean. So I thought I could give you guys some Kindle Unlimited recommendations, especially if you're new to Kindle Unlimited or you're new to having a Kindle. There are so many books on there. If you don't know what to read, I could tell you some options or books that I have read that I've really enjoyed that are on Kindle Unlimited. And I tried to give you guys a really good variety. So I have 10 books that I have read that I want to tell you about that are on Kindle Unlimited, and then I also have 2 books I want to share at the end of books that are on Kindle Unlimited that I will be wanting to read very soon. Fun little mix. I am a fantasy reader at heart, so I do have more fantasy books than others, but I do have some thrillers, some romance, and contemporary fiction in there as well, just so that I kind of cover all the bases if you are a different reader or you like different genres or whatever. I tried to throw in a little bit of everything, but there's still probably so many books that I haven't even considered or have missed on Kindle Unlimited because there are so many books on there in general. And I honestly love when I am looking at book recommendations or looking through Goodreads and I find a book I want to read and I go to Kindle just to see and it's on there, and it's the best thing ever because I can download it and I could try out. The other thing I really like about Kindle Unlimited is if you aren't sure if you're gonna like a book and it's on there, you can download it, read the first few chapters, see if you're vibing. If you're not, return it, try a different book, and I think that's awesome. Okay, so there's not really an order. I kind of just was going through and screenshotting books that I have absolutely loved that I read on Kindle Unlimited. So we will be going through them one by one, no order. It's gonna be kind of random, but we'll go through my 10 that I've read, and then I'll show you 2 that I want to read in the end. So the first book is Fantasma, which is a dark fantasy romance book. I read this one last fall, and I love this series. Well, it's a duology. I don't know if there's going to be more, but both books are on Kindle Unlimited. Absolutely love this book, especially going into spooky season. If you haven't read this one, it is a must. So basically, it's about 2 sisters, the main sister and then the younger sister. The younger sister goes and enters into the games of Fantasma, which are very deadly games, and you get a prize at the end. And she enters these games. Her sister finds out, doesn't want her to go in there, so she enters the games to try to save her sister, meets a phantom, I think is how he's described. It's been a year since I've read this, so I'm trying to remember, but she meets a phantom who helps her get through these games, and the games are deadly. Check your trigger warnings. It's a little bit gory, but I really enjoyed it. It's just such a fun, I felt like the vibe was just so much fun. It's so, just gives you the perfect dark gothic fantasy. There's a lot of high stakes with the trials. I love the sister bond. I just thought it was a really fun read. Very fast paced, very quick, perfect for the season. And again, both books are on Kindle Unlimited, so it's something you want to binge the duo, you totally can. Yeah, super, super fun. The next book I really like to recommend is Zodiac Academy. Now, you guys might hate me for recommending this. I know people love or hate Zodiac Academy. It took me 2 times to read the first book, and I know that doesn't sound good. I had to really, you have to give it a chance. The first book is not good. It's not good. It's cheesy. I thought it was still fun. It's a little uncomfy because it is a bully romance, at least in the beginning, I would say. But if you keep going and you get into the world, you get into the characters, you get into just the silliness of it, if you just accept that it's going to be a little bit silly and a little bit cheesy, it is such a fun series. I'm only halfway through. I'm on book 6 right now. And there's like 12 books if you really want to read all the novellas and everything. But it's just a lot of fun. And it's also one of those where the entire series is on Kindle Unlimited. And if you just want to binge a series, it's there for you. to, and it's so much fun. Basically, it's about two sisters, Darcy and Tori. They are humans living in the human world when somebody comes and tells them that they are actually princesses to this whole kingdom of Solaria, where there's magic and there's other beings, there's vampires, there's werewolves, and so they go and they are enrolled in Zodiac Academy, which they have to go to Zodiac Academy to actually get their inheritance and take over their throne because their parents were killed. There are these 5 heirs that are currently their families are taking over the place of ruling the kingdom for now until the girls are ready to take their place, but they also want the kingdom. So there's 5 families, so there's a son from each family, and they are the heirs, and they don't want the sisters to get the throne, so they bully them, and they're at school, and it's just, there's love triangles, there's drama, there's some just such cheesy cliche moments, but it's so much fun. They're so invested, and there's so many other things that happen and creatures, and it's so high stakes. It gives a little bit of Harry Potter vibes. It's definitely more adult than Harry Potter, and it's definitely a little bit more cheesy at the same time, but it is giving you those school vibes, and there's like the different houses, which are different elements. It's just really fun. I've really enjoyed it. There are some shocking things that happen in this series and things that I like physically have to emotionally get over before I can move into the next one. I think they're so much fun to read. I know a lot of people hate it or love it. I love it. I just say it's on Kindle Unlimited. If you have it, give it a shot. Try it out. If you hate it, return it. No harm, no foul. All right, this next one is a romance book. This is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. I love her Rose Hill series, and I believe, again, they're all on Kindle Unlimited. I just think they're so fun. They're all single dad trope books, which is just such a fun, I don't know why I like it, but I do. I really like those tropes in romance books. And the first one specifically takes place in Rose Hill, which is just a cute little local small town. And the first one is about a guy who's like, I think he's like the hottest billionaire ever. He's a record label guy, and he comes to Rose Hill to build a record studio just to get artists away into this smaller town vibe so they can make music. His best friend lives there, and his best friend's sister ends up coming back into town. Obviously, there's something there, but at the same time, he finds out that he's also a father, and the teenage girl who comes to his doorstep to tell him that, and now he has to navigate being a father and his feelings for the main girl, and so it's just a lot of fun. I thought it was just so bingeable. I love the vibes. I love the whole series. The next one needs no introduction. One Dark Window is on Kindle Unlimited. It wasn't when I read it, but now it is, and I think everyone should take the opportunity to give it a shot because I love One Dark Window. Again, dark fantasy vibes. So much fun. I love the world and the atmosphere of this book. I also love the magic system. They are like these Providence cards, and if you wield a card, you have certain powers, but only if you have the card. And everyone's trying to gain all the cards for power. The king is trying to get all the cards for power. And there's this disease that people are getting killed because they have, and so many crazy things on top of the main girl having a voice in her head called the Nightmare. It's just, the vibes are immaculate. The journey you go on is actually amazing, especially the second book. I ate that up. It's definitely not very romance heavy, kind of a romantasy, but I feel like it's definitely more about the world, but there is a little bit of romance. It's more of a subplot. It's very sweet. I feel like I love the way Rachel Gillig writes romance because it's not heavy. It's not cheesy in my opinion. It's just very real, very sweet, very, I don't know. Something about it. This series is phenomenal. I need everyone to read it. Okay, the next series is Addicted to You. This woman who is a sex addict and her best friend who is an alcohol addict, and they kind of cover each other's addictions and they help each other's addictions when it's hurting them, and they decide to fake date in order to cover up each other's addictions from their families and other friends. And it's really just kind of a toxic situation, but it's so interesting. While they're fake dating, they do, have feelings for each other. They're best friends. They're helping each other but hurting each other. It's just emotional, and you go through a lot of things with them, but I just feel like you can really feel them and understand them, even with their addictions and everything that they go through. It's just, I really like these. I'm not done with the series yet, but I've been really enjoying these books, and I think that it's just a different kind of read. I really thought these were just romance books. They are not romance books, but there are some really cute, sweet moments in them too. So really worth a shot. Okay, the next one is a thriller. This is the Freida McFadden books. I could not pick one Freida McFadden to tell you guys about. I mean, I'm sure you guys know who she is, have read some of her books. They are all on Kindle Unlimited, which is just fantastic. I actually have never bought in a Freida book. I have read them all on Kindle Unlimited because they're there and why not? And they're just the kind of books that you can just binge, and I love binging books on my Kindle because I feel like I read so much faster on my Kindle as well. For this, I picked The Inmate because that's the most recent one I read, and I did really, really enjoy it. I thought this one was shocking. All of her books are amazing. You could literally go just pick up any single one and you will just be hooked. I absolutely love her books, and there is a new one coming out in October, I think October 7th. So if you haven't read them yet, maybe read the new one with me, with everyone else. She cranks these books out like no one's business. She comes out with like 2 or 3 a year. So you will never be bored, honestly. I've been reading her whole backlog right now while I've been waiting for the new one to come out. And I'm just shocked how many she has, yet how many different plots she can come up with and how many different plot twists she can come up with is incredible. Her mind works in crazy ways. I feel like she has such a hold on your thinking. Like, she can control the way you think, and she makes you think how she wants you to think the whole time. It's the most crazy thing ever. So I definitely recommend, if you like thrillers or you want to get into thrillers, hers are some great ones. Another thriller on there on Kindle Unlimited that I really enjoyed is That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. This one was a little bit harder, meaning it was more emotional. Check your trigger warnings for this. It is a YA thriller, but I definitely feel like it's a little bit heavy for a YA thriller. It's very emotional. You're getting, I think it's duo POV. You're following this small town and this girl goes missing. No one knows what happened to her, and her boyfriend is the only one that's really, really trying to figure out what happened to her. I don't want to give too much away because it is quite a ride you go on, but very emotional, but really good, really twisty. I think this is probably one of the biggest plot twists I've seen in a thriller personally. I might be dramatic, but really good. And again, YA thriller, it's easier to read for sure, but it is heavy, if that makes sense. Okay, another book. This is actually one of my favorite books I've read this year. That is The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I loved this book. I don't know what it was. This is a more literary fiction, but you're following a girl. Her name is Georgia. She lives in London. Her family lives in the US, and she's not close with her family, and you'll learn why throughout the book. She's only close with her brother, her little brother, and both of them have kind of strayed away from the family because of, you'll learn. So her father ends up passing away, so she has to come back for the funeral. Her brother is an alcohol addict, and he brings his sponsor, who her brother is actually kind of in love with, and she starts falling for his sponsor too. So it's really messy that her and her brother are falling for the same guy, plus everything else in this family that's going on. It's crazy. Really good. I got really emotional a lot throughout it. I feel like there was a lot of things you could relate to, a lot of things that could touch close to home, but really, really good book. I absolutely enjoyed it. I thought it was amazingly written. I think no one writes better than Jessa Hastings. I mean, I'm not going to say that, but sure, Jessa Hastings is an amazing writer, and she just has a way with words. I don't know what it is, but I enjoy it every time. Okay, this next one is not like a top book for me, but I really did enjoy this book. I gave it 4 stars, and I thought it'd be fun to mention because it is such a fun read, which is Assistant to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Maher. This series is a lot of fun. It's a fantasy series, but it's very easy to digest. Not a lot of world building. It's just a lot of fun. It's really funny. It's quirky. It's cozy. It's just all around really good read. It really keeps your attention at the same time. Basically, this girl has a job where she works for this villain of this town, and she kind of does all his little dirty work. And the funny thing is the town paints him as this horrible monster, but really he's this really attractive, very fun, silly, goofy guy. I don't even know how to explain it. And they go on a journey. It's just a lot of fun, really silly. It's a series again. I think there's 3 or 4 books in it, and it's just fun. And I think that if you're looking for something a little bit lighthearted but want to go on an adventure and you want something fun for fantasy fall, for whatever, this is a really fun one, really quirky, and it is it has a little bit of romance in it. It's really cute and sweet, and I really enjoyed this one. The next one is a YA fantasy book. This is a duology, so really easy, really quick if you want to pick up something fun. That is Heartless Hunter, the Crimson Moth series. I loved the vibes in this one. This one gives more like Regency, Bridgerton vibes, belladonna vibes. It is about a witch and a witch hunter. So this is like in this time, witches are outlawed and the main girl, Rune, is a witch in hiding. Their main guy is a witch hunter, and his job is to figure out who the Crimson Moth is, which is this person who is saving other witches from being killed. And so he's trying to figure out who the Crimson Moth is, while the main girl, who is the Crimson Moth, is trying to get closer to him in order to find out how to save more witches. So they're kind of fake dating each other or trying to get to know each other for their own purposes, but obviously, you know, things blur, the lines blur, and it's just a lot of fun. Really easy to read because of the YA. I love the vibes, again, Regency vibe. And it's only a duology, really quick, really fast, and I loved it all. I think it wrapped up perfectly with a nice little bow, and it was just a really fun read. Those are my top 10 books for you. I tried to do a little bit of everything. I hope I ticked someone's box, and I hope one of you is going to try one of these books. I think they're all really great books, and there's so much more out there. And now I'll tell you the next 2 books that I will be reading on Kindle Unlimited, because I haven't yet and I really want to, and it's just so nice that they're on here and we can read them. So first one is Dire Bounds. This has been everywhere lately. I really want to read this book. It is kind of like Fourth Wing meets Hunger Games. I've heard it's better than Fourth Wing, honestly, but like in Fourth Wing, when you're bonding to dragons, in this book you're bonding to dire wolves, which is so cool. And again, there is trials. I think there's a love triangle. I've heard that this book just has every basic trope, so it's nothing new, but if you like those basic tropes, which I do, you're going to like it. You're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. So I really want to read that one. The next book I really want to read, again, this has been super popular. That's Metal Slinger by Rachel Schneider. This one just got traditionally published, but it is on Kindle Unlimited, and I have heard so many good things about this book, and I've heard the plot twist at the end is absolutely crazy. I really wanted to kind of wait until the next one comes out, but I think it's really important to support people's first books in order to get next books. So I'm just gonna read it. I think it'd be a lot of fun, and I do kind of like the anticipation of reading a book and it ending so crazy and waiting till the next one comes out. But this one sounds, I mean, I could be wrong, but to me, this one sounds a little bit like Throne of Glass. The main girl is training to be a guard and waiting for a chance to attend an annual market hosted by Kenta, the very same people who exiled her adopted community to a life at sea. But this one sounds a lot like Throne of Glass. Those are my top 12 books for you for Kindle Unlimited recommendations. Let me know if you've read any of these, if you're gonna try them out. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, follow me on other socials, and I will see you guys next time.